Hi everyone, welcome to the pre-event interview series ahead of World Hydrogen Derivatives. Today I'm joined by Nermina Terzić, who is an energy diplomacy expert from the United Nations. Hi Nermina, thank you so much for joining us.
Hello, Nara. Hello, team. It's a pleasure to be here. I'm super excited. Thank you very much for the opportunity. Hello, everyone. Welcome.
No worries. So we're really excited to have you joining us in just under 3 weeks, actually, in Amsterdam. So ahead of that, I thought it'd be nice to catch up with you and ask you a few questions to warm us up for your presence at World Hydrogen Derivatives. So I'm going to get started with a question that I think is really nicely fit with your role. So I wanted to ask, what role do you think government policies and regulations play in helping to accelerate the adoption of hydrogen derivatives? And then do you see spaces where there is a lot of room for improvement?
Mhm. Thank you very much for the question. I think this is a crucial question for all of us. We can all agree that governments will definitely play a crucial roles in the energy transition. And economies can only grow sustainably if they manage the growing urgency of environmental degradation and climate change. So, if we think about environmental, economic, and social impact of the climate change, we can understand that all of that, the whole package, requires a huge transformation across all sectors.
Mhm.
And then the question is governments, of course, must lead, but progress is being held back by economic, political, and regulatory obstacles. Plus, we have a lack of national and global leadership.
Mm.
So, the question is where is the room for improvement? The main thing is to understand that economic growth cannot longer be pursued at the expense of climate change and environmental challenges. So,
Mm.
we need to think about the action, and this action requires a fundamental transformation of all sectors. So we are talking about the energy, manufacturing, transport, infrastructure, agriculture, forestry, and of course, the land use. And we, as humans, we also need to radically rethink how we produce and consume food, fuel, and of course, manage waste.
Mm.
So to answer on your question, I think all of us can agree on that, that governments must step up to
Mm.
meet the sustainability challenge. There are many available tools for addressing climate change. Government efforts are still falling short. So, every government, every institution can choose from a wide range of policy interventions and definitely financing measures to support the transformation of the energy. It's not that easy, but we are doing good, I hope and I believe. Um, to rapid progress, we have few priorities. I would like to highlight few of them.
Mhm.
First and the most important is to provide detailed action plans with a very clear accountability and responsibility. This is number one.
Yeah.
If we cannot measure it, we cannot develop it, we cannot correct it, and we cannot improve it.
Mhm.
Second, we should be bolder. We should definitely be more brave to go to the market, to educate market, to mandate a change. Boost innovation through increased funding. This is something that government can only do when we talk about different stakeholders, different sides. I think we as institutions, and I'm talking in front of institutions today, but generally my personal opinion is definitely that we always need to boost innovation. This is
Mhm.
the important in every sector, not only in our energy and hydrogen. Improve the design and delivery of green initiatives, very similar like the first priority. The thing is that, of course, green framework will be different depending on different regions, different countries, different sources, but we need to have few green initiatives.
Mhm.
Government and any institution should act like a role model for other parts of the economy. And then we are talking about businesses, about academia, about individuals. So we should be a role model and definitely to promote a whole of society, people-centered approach in the end of the day.
Yeah. Well, that was a fantastic answer, actually, Namina. And I agree with all of those points. But one thing that was interesting is that you mentioned that this is a transformation that's going to be required across all sectors. So, of I guess every sector and industry, what do you think will which areas do you think will be most impactful in actually driving the demand of adopting hydrogen derivatives and production of hydrogen derivatives? And how do you think stakeholders need to collaborate to unlock the new market opportunities?
Thank you, Nara. Well, I believe that story of energy is a story of human civilization. So we are all included in that journey. Very interesting, very dynamic, and very unpredictable journey.
Mm,
So today, luckily, many sectors are fully aware of green taxes on harmful environmental activities. Stronger regulations here in European countries, but also abroad.
mm,
We have a lot of new environmental standards certification for different energy performances, not only for hydrogen, but for other sources as well, emissions, pollutants. Um, so the answer is we are all included.
mm,
We will all feel the impact of the to the industry. um, Governments can offer subsidies, can offer grant funding to research institutes, to academic institutions. Universities, for example, are also
mm.
sending a positive example by closely auditing, reducing, and offsetting its emissions, so to be more carbon neutral. And of course, citizens can play also a big role.
Yeah, yeah, sure. Okay, and then we're really nicely on the topic of energy transition, sustainability, and decarbonization. So, these hydrogen derivatives, I'm thinking about green ammonia, SAF, methanol, methane, etc. What role do you think they'll play in helping industries actually achieve their sustainability and decarbonization targets?
Mhm. Well, hydrogen is energy carrier.
Mhm,
As an energy carrier, if I can say that, will play important role in decarbonization of multiple industries.
mhm,
Partnership between politicians, governments, institutions, businesses, and individuals will be a key to ensure successful transition to greener energy.
mm,
US, China, they are well positioned for renewable revolution, while we here in European Union, we will remain an energy importer. So French author Gilles Verne said that water is the coal of the future
mhm,
150 years ago. So it's earth energy. Elements of hydrogen, oxygen, it's earth energy. And
mhm,
one thing is certain when we talk about this decarbonization, sustainable goals, one thing is very certain. Hydrogen alone will not stop climate change.
mhm,
We know that. So what we need most of for a successful energy transition is a rapid growth of renewables on one side, and then expansion of the grid to transport the renewables electricity to consumers region. So in parallel, we need to succeed to make existing energy system more efficient and at the same
mhm,
time to rely on some interim solutions. The
mhm.
shift from coal to gas will save a large amount of carbon dioxide, particularly very quickly. So,
Mm,
the use of hydrogen as a clean energy source is a topic of increasing interest in Europe and around the world due to its potential for reducing greenhouse gas emissions and supporting the transition to a more sustainable energy system.
mm. Okay, okay. And then I wanted to ask you what you believe will be the defining role of hydrogen derivatives in the broader energy transition, given your kind of outside of industry perspective, and how do you think industry players should actually prepare for this shift?
Well, I'm very optimistic about what we can achieve on going forward. In general, I'm a glass half full person,
Mm-hmm,
but none of us can predict the future. Um, Definitely, if you look back and in terms of all different advances in technology that we had over the last century,
mm-hmm,
there has always been a transition period where there was resistance and skepticism, and of course, natural fear about the unknown. So this is something that we are dealing at the moment, which is completely normal and natural reaction. After
mm-hmm,
that, uh, we will see growth, we will see innovation, we will see acceleration with the productivity. So
Mhm.
this is natural way, this is natural transition
Yeah.
period when we talk about the energy transition. And what should be our main philosophy for this, for all industry players, not only for governments, for institutions, for individuals as well. We need to rethink everything. This
Mm.
should be our philosophy. We need to really rethink everything, and in that way, rethink the transition. Because
Mm.
when I say rethink transition, means to balance, and it's very popular and very known as an energy trilemma, to
Mm.
balance between the need of energy access, energy security, and energy affordability. This is
Mhm.
something that is crucial. Um, Reality of the energy transition and the experience that it's shaping are something with which governments and the private sector and the public sector at
Mm.
large will buffet and turn over. So we are going more to renewables, which will change global structures and change the governments, change just the way how we live, how we talk, how we negotiate, how we do business, and how we are dealing with our everyday life. So we need to have a vision for future. We need to be open for new advices. And the most important component of all of this is trust.
Mm.
Trust is a new currency. Loyalty is a new currency, and sustainable energy system that is based on renewables will massively change the political structure of the world.
Mm.
Something that can be very good for the global climate could lead to some serious geopolitical upheavals, and
Mm.
this issue must be discussed very openly, very honestly.
Yeah.
So I am very positive, but I'm also very realistic. I believe in win-win situation for everybody, but we need to be very aware of our responsibility, not only a privilege to be a part of the energy sector, but also very
Mm.
aware of the responsibility. It's a different side of the same coin.
Mm.
Sit together and create the future the best for all of
Mm.
us.
Yeah, that's such a lovely answer. And yeah, it's important to actually balance the realism with the optimism, and I think you've managed to nail that. So, one thing that I'm really excited for, Namina, is to actually hear you speak at World Hydrogen Derivatives, and the panel discussion you'll actually be taking part in is all focused on energy security, supply security versus cost efficiency. So I don't know if there was anything that you wanted to kind of give us as a sneak peek of what you'll be sharing in that discussion.
I'm super excited. I'm very happy and I'm very ready to share my passion and knowledge, and of course to meet all different colleagues from different part of the world. End of June, Amsterdam is place to be. Don't
Mhm.
miss that. We have a serious homework to shape the energy transition, energy future. From my side, I think government can play a really crucial role in this energy transition. And I would just mention one thing, nothing from my speech, but maybe something to think about it. A few
Mhm.
weeks ago, when Spain and Portugal went dark,
Mhm.
it was very shocking. But that situation reminds us that energy matters.
Yeah.
Energy really matters. And we should all think about that. We can all contribute. And I invite all of you to join us at this fantastic summit, fantastic event. And let's discuss the best solutions for all of us, and let's create something beautiful for the future.
Well, fantastic. I could not have said it better myself. Really looking forward to it. And for anybody curious, this event will be taking place on the 24th and the 25th of June. And yeah, very much looking forward to meeting you, Namina.
Thank you, Nara. It's a pleasure. Pleasure to talk to you, pleasure to work with you, pleasure to talk about this topic, and see you very, very soon.
Thank you.